Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome. This might be a surprise for some, a surprise to not everyone. I'm sure there's some people out there who'd be like, "Yeah, I saw this one coming." We're doing Metroid Prime 4. Of course, we're doing the Switch 2 one because, well, why not? Ignore these playthroughs; they're nothing. I'm gonna let you guys know real quick, just a few things, just talk about this. I will talk about. I'll talk about Prime 4, the good, the bad, and stuff like that. Whatever. I have not actually finished the game. I'm actually at the final boss. But the final boss pissed me off so much, I couldn't handle it. So I started another playthrough over again, and as you can tell, I played it for like a couple hours. Started to kind of like the game a little bit more, but either way, just ignore all that. Ignore me not finishing the game, which I might not even finish the Let's Play anyway. I want to play Metroid Prime 4, and that's pretty much it. I want to do the Let's Play because why not? I don't know. I'm not trying to make any sort of statement toward anything particularly, although I might end up accidentally doing that. But I will talk about my feelings about the game and all the other stuff. So, starting off right off the bat, one thing I did like back then, especially seeing the trailer, this game looks gorgeous. And Samus looks gorgeous. Throughout the entire game, Samus looks good. I love her suits. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I love whenever she gets suits in these games and such. I don't care much for the UI. I think the UI is kind of ugly. I even think the lock-on mechanic design is kind of ugly too. Do you start off with Space Jump? I forget. Well, yeah, I think you... Yeah, you do, of course. You start off with pretty much everything like you normally do, but there's things that are going to happen. Again, since this game is still technically relatively new, I'm not going to spoil too much. Also, by the way, I just want to say I love the Morph Ball and how it... Like, when you go to unmorph after doing, a speed boost, you have this little bit of time where you can sort of jump out of it. It's a very specific Prime thingy that, if you play enough Prime games, you'd probably know what I'm talking about here. But like this, for example, that's so quick to get out of. That's actually, honestly, not really a bad thing. This is a big contention for a lot of people, but I'm just going to bring it up now. First of all, let's get the elephant out of the room. The two elephants. Let's get the two elephants out of the room because man, they're taking up a lot of space and eating up a lot of my oxygen over here. Are the NPCs that annoying? They're not that annoying. I'd rather them not be in this game, absolutely. But they don't make it to where... Because, I can just not, listen to them. I don't know, I don't think that they should be here. I do think that they are kind of a stupid addition. And it's very clear that the new neo-retro devs probably do think that we are dumb as hell. So I'm basically in agreement with most people, these characters do suck. But funny enough, I think his name was Duke. I thought he was okay. I didn't like Armstrong, and Miles, I don't know. He was annoying at first, but then he gets not so annoying, but then at the end game, they're like, hey, you can go do stuff before we actually continue. I don't want to spoil exactly what, but there's a point in time where he's like, oh, if you want to go do some stuff real quick, go ahead and do it. And I went to go do said stuff in my first playthrough, and then he just started bothering me, telling me I have to come back, which I thought that was incredibly dumb of them to do that. So I do agree that those parts are kind of stupid. And really, the NPC thing is just fucking... yeah. But the desert, though. This is where I stand. I don't mind the desert because I mean, I listen to music outside of, like, the whole Amiibo music thing. It doesn't affect me, but I do not agree that they should have done that. Now, let me make that very clear, that a lot of the stuff that this game is made out of or whatever, I don't exactly, or whatever happens, doesn't mean that I necessarily agree with it. But I don't really mind the desert because I typically just listen to music on my own accord. I know I'm probably a part of the problem in that case, but I just, I don't mind sometimes grinding for things in games. I play a lot of Ratchet and Clank, so the crystal grinding thing never really bothered me too much. Well, it did in Ratchet too, but I don't know. We're just gonna leave it at that. Like, I don't mind the desert. Am I gonna get all the crystals? Potentially. I don't know exactly how far that's going to go, though. But yeah, I don't know. This game has a lot of just issues, but I know everyone probably, because I'm a Metroid fan, right? I'm pretty sure everybody probably thinks the same thing. They're like, I want you to say it. I want you to say how bad this game is. I want you to prove to Retro this game sucks. I'm going to tell you this right now. I don't think this game's terrible. But if we ever end up getting a Metroid Prime 5, which is apparently some rumors I've kept hearing about, like, oh yeah, they talked about like wanting to make another universe, or not another universe, but like just more games out of this series, and like do like a 5th game or something. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Don't make it like this. Don't make it exactly like this. Please, just make another Metroid, please. Because the thing with Metroid Prime 4 that does kind of suck, though, is the simple fact that it's not really very Metroid. It tries too hard to act like Zelda, which this whole Breath of the Wild, like every game having to be Breath of the Wild now, does suck balls. And I'm not a big fan of that. By the way, you keep your Morph Ball. I don't know if that pisses anybody off or not, but in this game, you keep your Morph Ball. When I first played this, I was like, that fucking sucks. Morph Ball should be an upgrade I should go get. But you also lose it on missiles, of course. Or do you? I don't know. Basically, just for the Let's Play sake, just pretend that this Let's Play in particular is just, you're just kind of watching a guy playing a game, and there's nothing more to it. Like I said, it's funny, I was like, I'm not going to make any statements, but here I'm talking about, like, I do wish that Retro made a different game. With what we have with Prime 4, we're better off just not, they should just have fucking canceled the whole thing and then just not even bothered with it, to be honest. But I don't think it's really terrible either. That's the thing, though. Like, everyone wants me to say it's terrible. Okay, not... Well, I mean, in the sense of, like, everyone online talks about how, just god-awful this game is because of, well, the obvious stuff, right? Like, the NPCs or whatever. And Nintendo being Nintendo and doing their Nintendo things. I'm not a Nintendrone by any means, though, so don't get that wrong. I'm a Metroid guy. I'm here for Metroid. I'm not exactly pleased with the thing we got, but I don't know. And I'm not against having games. I have to be careful with my words here. I'm against games being shitty. I'm against game devs being shitty. I'm against games being bad, that kind of thing. But I don't think that this one was completely terrible. But I don't agree with the direction that we had, though. To be fair, I do think that, yeah. I didn't even know this either, but I guess apparently New Retro Studios was made like a conglomerate of a few, maybe I'm wrong, but Ubisoft devs might be a part of that, and then also 343. And I don't even, Halo 4 kind of sucked balls, but Halo 5 sucked too a little bit, not gonna lie. But I did play those, and I'm not like, the thing is, like, I'm not the biggest Halo guy, right? Like, I like the first 3, But that's really about it. I didn't really grow up playing a lot of Halo. Like, I had friends that had it, so I played it that way, of course. But at the same time, I didn't really... I wasn't a Halo kid, necessarily. But when I did play Halo through the collection and shit, or when I finally just decided to sit down and play them, I was like, wow, these are really cool. And I definitely missed out. But yeah, 4 and 5... I mean, I don't know. The funny thing is, like, I don't want games to keep going down this road of handholdy and making everything really shitty. I want the cool games back. And Prime 4 is definitely showing me that that's probably the direction they're trying to go in nowadays, is we're trying to make it to where you're a fucking idiot and Metroid won't ever be the same, and I'm scared of that. Yeah, once again, not making a statement, but clearly making one. I know, I'm more than self-aware of that. One thing I don't like, though, is once you get the psychic ability, which is kind of a silly thing anyway. That was weird. I don't like the purple shots. I miss the power beam, But But then again, you could argue, like, well, you already have Metroid Prime 1 and 2 and 3. If you want to go play the Power Beam so bad, go play those games instead. Stop playing our game. Go play that. But this is a Prime 4, man. Like, we waited years for this, and now we have it, and I don't know. Let's just... Look, I talk about modern games and issues with that all the time. Maybe one day I should just make a complete video of me talking about the problem I have with modern games. But it doesn't matter what I say. Everyone's already heard what I had to say. I've said it a billion times. I'll probably say it until the day I die. I don't like the direction of modern games either. But unfortunately with Prime 4, I just have no choice. Well, I have a choice. Who am I kidding? Look, alright, I gotta stop talking about this because it's just... End of story. I don't agree with the direction of games as a whole. I don't agree with how this game ended up becoming the way it is. But I don't hate this particular game. I don't know. I think that should just be it. I think this game's okay. I have my bits of fun. Also, just want to say real quick, remember back in Prime 1, for those that have never played the original Primes, I don't blame you. Oh, now it goes away. For those that haven't played the original Primes, there was always a thing that would show up on the screen. Not always, but it was a thing that would show up. Like, Metroid has had moments. Zero Mission did it. Fusion did. Look, I'm not gonna say that this was good. Just hear me out. At least the McKinsey parts are not good. But hear me out, okay? Just listen. Just listen. Zero Mission, you would go to a Chozo statue, it would show you where to go next. At least within the vicinity. Prime 1 even did that. Prime 1 did the same thing it just did in this game. This is practically the same thing as Prime 1 for the whole map system of it popping up and telling you where to go. Prime 1 does the same thing. Hell, Prime 1 does it sometimes if you're just too deep in... Like, it does it on, like, scripted areas. But I'm pretty sure it does it also around times where it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm too lost, and the game just says, alright, here you go. Even Fusion has a thing that tells you where to go. And to some sort of extent, even technically Dread does it. And Dread is my new favorite Metroid game. So I'm not going to discount this game for doing various things, such as having a mapped system that tells me where to go. That's nothing new to Metroid. So I'm not going to just discredit the game for that. Only for the map doing it, though. For the NPCs telling where to go, that's a whole different story. We'll get into that when we get into that. Once we get access to the desert. Then you'll know what I mean. Or at least you'll see what I mean. So I've heard a few things online about how the psychic system is kind of stupid. I don't know. I don't really care for it either. But I don't hate it. God, I'm such a fence sitter, aren't I? This is one of those occasions where I'm just... Look, I don't know. God, I said to stop that. I said to stop. Just play the damn game. I don't know. I'm just afraid that people are going to come on here and they're just going to start hating me for playing this. Like I'm supporting Nintendo by playing this or something. Well, it's too late. I already bought the game. I didn't know. But the problem is, if I did know what this would turn into, would I still bought it? Well, of course. I don't have every Metroid, because I'm still missing the Japanese versions. I don't have those. But I have every playable Metroid. Except for, of course, like AM2R. And I have every official English Metroid. I like my Metroids, man. So, that's that. You know? God, this is turning into bad. Just, how about this? Can I just be entertaining? Just let me entertain. By the way, this is a save room, isn't it? I think so. For those that are wondering, how am I going to handle this? Am I going to do everything? Am I going to get all... Like I mentioned before, am I going to get all the crystals? You know, that sort of stuff. Like, what's going to happen? I can tell you right off the bat, scanning, if you're here for scans, you're in the wrong place. Hell, if you're here for a finished Let's Play, you're probably in the wrong place. If you're new to my channel, I'm Third Monkey 497. I do Let's Plays and other various kinds of content. I have another channel, a second channel called Hardcorean Guides. I expect I'm probably going to get new people. I don't know. I'll do a Metroid Prime 4. I just feel like I probably will. There's a chance, okay? God damn it, there's a chance. Let me not scare them off just yet, alright? Hardcorean Guides, where I play games on hard, and I do guides of them. They're more edited. This is not edited. This is just, you know, me doing it live. Because, you know, fuck it! We do it live! Fuck it! As they say. Yeah, that's about it. I just do stuff. I bitch about everything, and, yeah, there you go. I don't bitch about everything. If I really like a game, you'll know it. And I have a ton of games I love. I mean, the problem is my top 10 always changes, too, which sucks. There you go. Give him some mercy. You don't have to morph ball this. You can break those. Just wanted to show that off. And now it's time for the guest of honor. This idiot. It's funny, too, because I like that design. I don't like his real base-looking design. I think it looks kind of odd. And also these Grievers. They're so fucking stupid. I hate the stupid fucking noise they make. But, yeah, I'm going to try my best to do what I can. And we're also doing Prime 1 alongside this, by the way. We're doing Prime 1 Remastered. So if you want to see a good Prime game, like what a good Prime game looks like, then, or even just a good Metroid game, I recommend checking that out. We are almost done with Prime 1, actually. By the way, you can knock him down. You don't have to wait for you don't have to wait for the Grievers to go away, and that actually can kill them too, which is funny. Not all of them, but yeah. Yeah, the reason why I keep talking about Metroid as if it's like a new thing is because I feel like people probably haven't played Prime or even Metroid. And there might be a chance that there's like a lot of people that probably ended up picking up Prime 4 for the first time. Because it's been a while since we've had a Prime game, you know. And it's been a little while since we've even had a Metroid game in general. It's been like 4 years. We had Metroid Dread, which was... I'll watch these. They're cool. Look, I'm a huge sucker for Samus and her suits and her upgrades. I love me some Metroid. Also, I like whenever you fire off a fully charged shot. That reminds me, too. Charge shot is already here, too. We now just got our missile upgrades. But, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of half expect people to just sort of maybe not be familiar with the series. And if this is your first Metroid game, I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing really inherently wrong with that. Like, you can enjoy what you want. Like, it's not going to hurt anybody, technically speaking, but, this game right here does not represent what Metroid does. Okay? This is arguably more of a Zelda game, which I've always, I've said it recently, but, Zelda and Metroid are basically practically siblings, I feel. Because Zelda 1 was sandboxy, and then you just go to a dungeon and you do dungeon things. You solve puzzles, you do all that fun stuff to get through it. Metroid 1 was basically that without the open world aspect, and I think that was always kind of the best thing about it. Like, Metroid was essentially... I've taken this from some other YouTube video I saw. I don't remember exactly who it was, so I can't really give credit properly, but somebody else said this. Metroid 1 is essentially the Zelda dungeons, but that's the game, right? You're just doing Zelda dungeons, which is true, but at the same time, there's a little bit more. There's obviously a lot more going on. But if you do like Zelda, I mean, you never played Metroid, you might be able to get into it. And vice versa. I think I got into Zelda probably most likely after I got into Metroid, I feel. Like, I didn't really play a lot of Zelda back then. Not that much. I missed out on a lot of it. I played Zelda 1 on the Game Boy, because my cousin had it. And I just didn't really care for it. I thought it was whatever. It wasn't for me. But as a kid, I'm pretty sure that whole statement of I thought it was whatever was probably cranked up to 11, and it was probably like, this fucking game sucks. It's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And it's funny now because Zelda 1 is awesome. I like Zelda 1 a lot. Even though I don't know where I'm going all the time, and we haven't finished our co-op Let's Play, but that's fine. I still really like Zelda 1. Twilight Princess is my favorite 3D of mainline. And Hyrule Warriors is my favorite, Dynasty Warriors spin-off game. I think Hyrule Warriors, especially Definitive Edition, is immaculate. I think it's a really delicious, good game. And I was also really just kind of disappointed with 2, Hyrule Warriors 2. I didn't care for it very much when it came out. I beat it, I was like, okay, this is just okay. At least I beat it, I can move on in my life, that sort of thing. And then I was kind of excited for 3 a little bit. I was like, oh man, I hope they actually do a lot of cool stuff with it. Well, they did. A bit more cooler stuff with it, but unfortunately, yet again, it's not Hyrule Warriors, and that sucks. That's something I can talk about. The Warriors franchise. Not too much though. I don't want to bore you guys. This is a Metroid game, right? We should be talking about Metroid stuff. Obviously, for a funny haha joke, you can scan him, and he'll be like, "You just scanned me?" Oh. It says you're a fat fucking... I can't say that. I can't say that on YouTube. I can say it on Twitch. I'm just kidding. New psychic upgrade. Yay! This one's really stupidly lame, though. It's what I think it is. But yeah. Pirate Warriors. That's what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Pirate Warriors. I'm a big fan of Pirate Warriors 2 and 3. I've beaten all 4 of them, and I don't really care much for 1. It's kind of hard to go back to playing 1. And I'm just not that big into 4 either. I don't know. 4 just doesn't feel right to me. But Pirate Warriors 2 back then was my favorite. And then it became Pirate 3 because it was basically Pirate 2, but something about it, I was like, damn, this is actually, like, there's a lot more going on here. There's a lot more cooler shit, you know? And it was based off the actual story, too, and it wasn't a spin-off or anything like that. That was kind of nice. This room sucks, because you have to wait for this fat ass to do his thing. It takes forever. He has to basically work with this, and then... Oh, did you hear what he said? He said it's a marvel. That's what he's... That's the type of characters and the type of movies that this guy's based on. He's definitely the "they're right behind me" trope, aren't they? Yeah, pretty much just wait for him to do that, get your psychic vision, and what have you. Also, I just want to say, screw Prime 4 for making me hit select to open up the map, and also hitting X for the visor. I forgot we don't need visor for that. Oops. That shit's really annoying. Because, like, I got so used to playing Prime 4 that when I went to go play Prime 1 again, it was just night and day. I was like, what the hell? You know? Like, I've played Prime 4. Sorry, I've played a lot of Prime 1, okay? I've played a lot of Prime 1. There was one time where I beat it twice in a row. Yeah, I just beat it one sitting. I'm like, I'm not done yet. And I beat it again. I like my Prime 1s, okay? Well... except for some parts of it. Actually, can we skip these guys? Do we have to actually do these ones? We fucking do, don't we? Wait. I think we have to. Usually if they're yellow, that pretty much means that it's most likely mandatory. Yep. I have no crystals, so I can't do anything with it. Also, I was really hesitant about the bike. I watched the trailers for Prime 4... like everyone else. But I was kind of a little bit hesitant about things. All I wanted was just a decent Prime game. And, well... I should have asked for more. Because we certainly got that. We got a just okay enough Prime game. I remember my friend, we went to a game store that we like to go to. This is a nothing room, don't worry about it. And at the time, I hadn't beaten this game yet. Fun fact, I pre-ordered this game and everything. I got it, you know, day one, picked it up. I didn't play it for like a couple days. I just wasn't that ready for it, you know? I guess I wasn't that excited anymore. Because games have just been fucking ruining everything over the years. There's nothing to be excited about, it feels. I hate this top-down shot. I don't like that one. Well, anyway, oh yeah, I forgot to break that. Well, we're at this game store thing, and then... because at the time I hadn't really beaten it yet. But he asked me, is Prime 4 worth it? I said, you know what? I actually don't know. Well, I can give you an answer. It's really kind of hard to decide. I mean... I don't know exactly how to spell it out, because this is a careful case of... like, yeah, I'm a big Metroid fan, but would somebody who's not a big Metroid fan, do you think they would like... you know, I can't believe I'm so fucking stupid. When I first fought this boss, I did not know that you can just break... wait a minute. Oh, you do have to do that. Okay, so I was right. I was going to say, when I first fought this boss, I didn't know if I had to use a crossbeam thing for this or not. Yeah, you do. Okay. I was about to say, did I just get, you know, super lucky there or something? I would say this game is only worth it if you're okay with a game that's not exactly Metroid as much anymore. This game is a little bit more focused on the not even the combat really, because they still have the typical Prime combat. It's super hard to say. The problem is, I would say it's not worth $70. But at the same time, like, if you're going to get this game physically, you're kind of stuck getting it for $70. Because that's just Nintendo's stupid bullshit. I don't know. I hate to be honest. I don't know. I want to say yes. But at the same time, it's like, it's such a tough one. Like, I don't want people to be disappointed. I don't want anybody to think like this game is the next coming of, well, good Metroid games. Because it certainly isn't, frankly, terrible. Just, I don't know, man. It sucks to have to say that. Like, it's not Federation Force, you know, so at least that's something. It's not Prime Hunters. I don't even really hate Prime Hunters. I just don't care for it all that much. I don't really care much for Metroid 2 or even like the remake of it either. I just don't care for Metroid 2. I like Metroid 1. But, I don't know. After doing a second playthrough, or at least starting one, I did sort of kind of come to the conclusion that I don't mind this game. I don't think it's... you know, okay, real quick, talking about the Metroid concept, this game is 80% not Metroid, but once you get to the end game, that's when it allows you to start doing Metroid things. And if you guys stick with my playthrough, which I don't blame you if you don't, because I would probably also get bored watching somebody play Prime 4. Mainly because, like, I'd rather play it myself, mostly. I'm just that type of guy. But I know people like to watch people play games sometimes, so... I mean, I do too, it just... I don't know. The Let's Plays I watch are typically just more so group Let's Plays. I like watching people talk with each other. But if you do happen to stick with it, then you'll see a lot of the things that this game does. And you'll be like, yeah, I don't think he's wrong. It's not really as Metroid as he says it is. And I think that's just true. Like, this game is... It has its moments of Metroid. Don't get me wrong. It has its moments. But it is so also just not very Metroid. By the way, just saying this real quick. In the menu, whenever I get to it, well, I could just tell you. Basically, have tutorials on for the first time you play the game. Even if you're a Metroid veteran like I am. I'll show you what I'm talking about. You kind of want to have tutorial on. That sounds stupid. And trust me, that is fucking stupid. Okay? Look. I absolutely agree. That is the dumbest thing I've probably ever said. You want to have tutorial on for a Metroid game. For your first playthrough. Until you know what you're doing. Until you know about this one little bit of ordeal we're going to have to deal with soon. Real quick, get these crystals. You'll need them for later. You'll want them for later. That should be all of them. Oh, look at that. I forgot to come back and get this. Huh, well. When I was scanning it, the game tells you anyway, but it's like, oh, you need something to burn it. So, by the way, you have Spring Ball. Yep. You don't have to worry about it. It's just right in your thing already. I think that room was a lore room, kind of. This is where you basically deposit your green crystals, but maybe there's no reason to do it right now. You get nothing for it. It takes so long just to get anything cool. No, it does. It really, truly does. Missile expansion there, but after you get the bomb. So right now, you know, this... You might be thinking to yourself, like, this feels like Metroid, but don't let it deceive you. I think they really want me to deposit those green crystals, don't they? Oh, for fuck's sake, fine. Shut the hell up. I'll do it. God damn. See how annoying this is? But we're about to come up upon something real soon that I was talking about that basically almost requires tutorial to pretty much just explain. Because I wouldn't have known about it. Because that game doesn't fucking tell you. Unless you have that. So when just to tell you, we're like 2 rooms from it, by the way. This over here is just a save room. So if you're wondering what this is, there you go. Save room. And of course you gotta bomb this. So there you go. Again, I don't want to spoil too much stuff, but you're gonna need a different, let's just say, everybody knows. You're gonna need a different beam for that. Yes, a beam. You heard that right. You're going to need a different one. And for that one, too, which that one's pretty obvious what that probably needs. Okay, so when I first played this game and I got to here, I had to look up what to do. Because I didn't know. See how it's telling me at the top, like, oh, you know, make a bomb, right? Or make a psychic bomb and then throw it at the thing. If you have tutorial off, it won't tell you about that. And the game never, ever gives you an opportunity to make a psychic bomb except for that one. I was so confused. Well, granted, maybe I'm stupid, right? Maybe I'm an idiot. Maybe I should have known that I had to hold down the bomb button to create a psychic bomb. Because we got psychic bombs. I thought like, oh, well, it's just a funny way of calling, you know, the items down because everything's a fucking psychic tool. It's like, oh, it's psychic plasma shots. It's psychic, you know, missiles or whatever the hell. Like, everything in this game is a psychic thing. So, I thought that, oh, psychic bomb just means it's just straight up. That's just what they're calling it. They're not even called just bombs anymore. They're psychic bombs now. Maybe I could have looked at the bombs in my inventory and found out what I needed to do that way. That's still a possibility. But it's so fucking stupid that they hide it behind the tutorial. Look, I turned tutorial off because I didn't want to be bothered by all this crap. But at some point in time, you gotta teach me to, or just don't even have the option to turn it off in general. Just leave it on then, if that's the case. If dumbasses like me are gonna... I hate these guys, by the way. The robot shit sucks. It is so stupid. By the way, yes, Silux is in this game. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I can tell you this right now. He is the most underwhelming character. I know that might be spoiling too much, probably, but I'm just going to tell you right now. I'm not going to tell you how or why. Just, he's super fucking underwhelming. You might be thinking like, oh, well, maybe you just don't, you know, like, what makes him underwhelming? You'll have to see on your own. But in my opinion, I think he's just an extremely underwhelming part of the game. So, without spoiling too much. But then again, if you're watching a Prime 4 Let's Play, you should probably just expect at this point that there might be spoilers, so I might accidentally every once in a while say something. Once we get to the desert and we get to our first dungeon thing, I'll talk about a few things. Wait, we're already in the desert anyway. Yeah. The hell am I talking about? We're already going to... I think we're in Volt Forge, right? I used to hate Volt Forge. I used to think it was shit. Now, I don't know. I don't mind it as much. Don't worry, you don't have to run all that way. Samus does it for you. Which does kind of piss me off a little bit. Like, I sort of kind of wanted to run for a bit here, but nah. It's fine. That must be a long freaking trek, though. I will say, though, having Spring Ball without it being an upgrade, I'm okay with that. There are certain things I'm okay with, but having Morph Ball already at the start is very off-putting. Yep, we're in Volt Forge. So, judging by the name, I could probably wait to talk about it. Well, judging by the name, can you guess what this place entails? Well, electricity. But I won't spoil too much. I'll leave it. I'll leave it once we get back. Once we're in the desert section, which we've all seen the trailers of, once we're there, I'll talk about that. And just to show this off real quick. There's our ride. Oh, we already got the bike, huh? Well, unfortunately, no. We don't have enough psychic energy for it. Because this game is mean. Well, not really that. It's just... Well, I mean, not the mean part, but the psychic energy thing. I think we need something else for it, basically. By the way, scan this. Yeah, maps are interesting here. I don't know. I've heard people complain about the map system now. Like, they don't like it. I don't really care either way. I don't mind it, I guess. I don't know. It don't bother me much. By the way, this game has autosaves, so you don't have to save all the time. Which takes away also this part. See how stupid you are? You wouldn't have known to go do this without me telling you. Even though you could just go look around the environment, and then if you get close to a thing and you're having trouble, then maybe you can ask me for advice. They should have just done that. Which is funny because they had the option for it. You had the option to call them. But, well, unfortunately for this place, there's too much lightning going around, so the game's like, oh, I can't handle it. But, like, you could have easily just done a thing where it's like, man, I'm stuck, can you help me out? And then he'll drop, like, maybe a vague enough hint that not everyone will just be able to guess, I guess. I don't know. There's parts of it where it's like, it's okay to tell me where to go, but there's other parts where it's like, I don't know. Look, yes, I get it. I'm a Metroid fan, right? Like, we don't need to be told where to go, of course, but there are Metroid games that have done that. But I will not defend the extent of this. Also, fuck this stupid shit. Look at that. Does that look like a thing you can just hit with that? Does it even remotely look like a thing you hit with that? I sure as shit don't think so. Personally, no. This whole cross-beam shot thing, or whatever, this torpedo thing, is stupid as fuck. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Okay, well, I can deal with it. I can tolerate it, but I do not like it. I wish we didn't have it. And yes, I will be open about things that I like and don't like. And yes, there are things I like, and there are things I don't like. I like the Morph Ball. Of course I do. It's the classic Morph Ball. Why wouldn't I? I like Samus. I think she's cool. Why she doesn't talk in this game, who the hell knows? Honestly, I wouldn't want to talk to most of these guys anyway. Well, it's mainly... I'm kind of spoiling ahead here, but... It's mainly her and a character named... it's mainly Mackenzie and a character named Armstrong that I would probably just never want to talk to. Mackenzie I probably could, but he's just kind of like the annoying brother type. Like, alright, shut up, dude. Like, I get it. Oh, I don't know, man. The thing that sucks, though, is, like, once you start to tolerate shit like this... When you start to tolerate games like this... It's just gonna give the game industry another reason to make games much more mean, I guess. By the way, there's a song coming up soon. I'm pretty sure. Well, you'll see. It's in Volt Forge. You might not be able to hear it, though, because I think the volume's too low, but it should be out here. Once we do this real quick, both sides... Which, by the way, you can Psychic Bomb throw if you want to. You don't have to actually jump into the thing and do it yourself. So. And also, if you do fall off, you don't die. You just teleport back up. But yeah, you don't need a Morph Ball bomb inside of that if you don't want to. You don't have to. But here's the first of like 3 towers of doing this crap. So get used to VoltForge for a bit, because you'll be here for just a tiny bit. And if you're like me, playing the game for the first time, you'll be here forever. Stuck, wondering what the hell you're doing, even though the game tells you what to do sometimes. It's funny. How I'm such a dimwit. But this music right here that plays in this section is actually kind of cool. Which is annoying, because there's actually good music in this game. But sometimes, you know, at least with the bike section, they don't have any music at all. Like I said, it doesn't bother me all that much. Like, personally, I probably would have... I don't know. Like, I was listening to the game while playing, of course. I was paying attention to everything. Story, everything. Because this is my game, man. You know, I waited 14 fucking years or whatever it is for it. But, I don't know. Because I would... Like, on repeat playthroughs, I probably would have just done what I normally do. Just watch YouTube or something, like, along the side. So... But that's just me, though. It would have been cool to actually have some music. Some actually, you know, cool music. Of course. And I still think that Amiibo thing's kind of stupid as hell. But yeah, there's that. Now, for this puzzle, find out where they make wheels at, and then you can probably guess from there what you need to become. This is something for later. I'm going to spoil it now, but you need grapple for that. Although you can actually... I've seen somebody sequence break that room. I personally don't know how to do that very well. I don't know the full-on tricks for it, but I have seen somebody do it. So it is possible. And knowing Neo Retro, I'm afraid that they're probably going to patch it. They totally would probably be the type to do that. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the problem with 343, besides being shitty at things, if it's the company I think it is, I think they were the same company. I could be wrong. I think they're the same company, the same devs, that were working on Halo, which, yes, that's true, but they also mentioned that they hate Halo, but they're working on it. And that's not good. At least, especially for Halo. That was never... Why on God's green earth would you ever want to work on a game that you just despise? Well, actually, I know the answer to that, but that gets political. And I'm not here for the politics of things, okay? I have my moments of, you know, if there's a game that is very obviously agenda specific, you know, I am the type to not want to involve myself with that game because I think that's stupid. I don't know if there's an agenda behind this game or not, but it was Metroid, so I had... Again, I know I said I had no choice, which is not true. I always have a choice with these things, but... I didn't really look into anything before I got the game. So, it's too late. I have it now. But hey, if that type of stuff pisses you off, which I don't blame you, and you want to avoid Metroid Prime 4, I don't blame you. I will say this right now, as a diehard Metroid fan. If somehow this game doesn't do very well, and Nintendo just cuts Metroid out forever, and we never, ever get another Metroid Prime game again, even Metroid Prime 2 Remastered, even Metroid Prime 2 on GameCube service, if they just say, you know what, Prime 4, people didn't like it, we're going to cancel everything Prime related ever again. We're going to cancel everything Metroid related ever again. We're going to F-Zero this bitch. If that were to happen, I would be upset. But I would also be very content, knowing that my franchise can finally lay dormant and it never has to be fucked with again. It's one of those unfortunate things where I'm perfectly okay with the game series dying if it means not having a bunch of pricks fucking with my game. A bunch of ignorant idiots whose only goal in life is to make everyone else's life miserable. If I can avoid that and save my franchises, I would take it. Because at the end of the day, as long as I can still play my Metroid Dread, as long as I can play my Super Metroid, as long as I can play my Zero missions, my fusions, my Prime 1s, 2s, 3s, Hunters, God forbid, first Hunt, and, Federation Force, Blast Ball, hell, even outside of Metroid, Uncharted, you know? That would have been nice to end after 3, now wouldn't it? Like, unfortunately, even Jak and Daxter. Like, I guess I'm probably better off with it being dead. Luckily enough, Ratchet's still going and has decent games, even though... I mean, Rift Apart was okay. At least gameplay-wise. Ignoring the obvious... You know, possible, you know, political things in the room. Let's just... I'm just going to talk about the game itself here. Oh yeah, I guess we're getting our... I guess we're getting this pretty fast, huh? Alright, well. You guys ready for an upgrade? Can you guess what type of upgrade we're going to get, though? Well, it's close to the bike. At first, I didn't know what the hell it was going to be. But then I was like, wait a minute. No, it can't be already. Oh, it is. Meet Samus's new slick suit. The Voila suit. I hate that name for it. Not the suit. I like the suit. I love the suit. Oh, Samus dear, I love the suit. Absolutely love it. I do think it's cool. I think the suit's really fucking cool looking. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of Metroid suits. Hell, even that one from the manga where she's got that cape on, it's like, okay, that's kind of sick. And I don't even hate the bike. I think the bike controls just fine. There are aspects of the bike I don't like this, for example. You'll see. I don't like having to do this all the time. To open doors and shit. It's kind of annoying. And you'll be seeing that quite a bit for this playthrough. There is actually a chance that I might end up just saying screw it and actually 100%ing just the items for this playthrough, though, too. Maybe. Who knows? I'm not doing scans. You think I'm crazy? Hell no. Look, other people can do that, because, like, the problem with this game, though, is, like, when you scan an item, like a... I'll even prove it right now. I'll even fucking prove it right now. So, we'll scan this. Oh, large vehicle factory container. Wow, cool. Even the small ones. Small vehicle factory container. Wow. I can't show it off right now because it's going to be a while. But we're going to get to like a different dungeon later on, and they're going to have, for some stupid fucking reason, different scans for those too. It's like, they're containers, dude. They should all just be called container thing. They don't have to be called freaking, I don't know, vehicle containment, you know, car battery containment, dildo containment. Like, none of that stuff. We don't need all that crap. That's just, it's overwhelming how much stupid scan shit they have now. I'm surprised these aren't different. But I talked about this in my Prime 1 playthrough, that I hate how they do that. This is a boost ball. We can't do it yet. We can't even leave. Now I gotta do this stupid fucking dumbass fight. Hate this part. Yeah, I love fighting the same robots all the time. Yeah, these guys are totally fun to fight. Not at all. They fucking suck. Also, you can't turn off gyro, which is really irritating. Like, look. I'm using Pro Controller, by the way, for anybody that's wondering. And if you're also curious, how's the mouse controls on this thing? I was so excited about that, about Switch 2 having like this weird, cool mouse thing going on. I was like, oh, that sounds sick. Like, it would be awesome to play Prime 4 with that. Oh. I was wrong. I was so wrong. I was dead wrong. I can't trust anybody anymore, man. My trust issue, like, it's funny, gaming has made me lose all sense of trust in anything anymore. It's just like I feel like I'm not allowed to be excited. Like, everything I ever want is just, this entire year has just been, it's okay, you know? Hyrule Warriors 3 was just okay. Doom Dark Ages was actually alright. Doom Dark Ages was also okay, but that was like a solid 7 out of 10 to me. Where it was better than most. Like, Silent Hill F was okay, and that's about it. The fact that I'm basically playing Prime 4 again, I guess, can probably just mean that I probably like it enough. I like it well enough. I don't think it's great, but I like it well enough. So. But please, whatever you do, don't take my opinions to heart. Just because I have some enjoyment with this game doesn't mean that it's great, or that I particularly suggest you buy it. You know, if you're willing to boycott this game, I don't blame you. I, unfortunately, I need my Metroids, man. I don't know. I guess I've become the new Boogie 2988 of the internet. A constant fence sitter. Not all the time. I don't always do that. Okay, maybe I do. At least when Last of Us 2 was coming out, I didn't buy that. I don't plan on buying it, ever. I don't like that idea. I don't like Neil Druckmann. I don't like what he did with my stuff. He fucking made Uncharted shitty, and then I think I actually bought Lost Legacy. I hope I didn't. I don't remember if I ever did or not. I bought Uncharted 4, of course, because like back then I was like, well, it's Uncharted 4. I didn't know. I didn't know any better. Okay? I didn't know. And the game is, alright, it's fine, but yeah. No, it's not fine. It's not fine having these fucking games being ruined. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of all this shit. Shut up. Go away. I just want my games back. Well, I can do that. Because, luckily for me, I'm able to play games of old. But I'm still waiting for the day when Nintendo will tell us all to fuck off. And even Sony. I'm afraid of all that. Truly am afraid of all that. Just a massive collapse of everything old, and now it just becomes subscription services. Let's stop talking about the bad stuff right now. Can I just enjoy a game for like 5 minutes without being harassed, or not harassed, attacked for, you know, just playing it right now? I don't know. I guess that's what I'm afraid of. It's just people coming out and being like, fuck you, you shouldn't have played this game. You're an asshole for playing it. You're just like those shitty YouTubers you don't like. You're no better than them. And honestly, you're right. I am no better than them. But I don't really hate this game. I'm sorry. This game is like Prime 3 to me, where, I mean, Prime 3 at least has a lot more going for it, to be fair. Yeah, that's true. Prime 3 actually has a lot more going for it. I don't really care that much for Prime 3. I don't know, man. It's funny, this video's already been an hour long. Well, I just wanted to show off some things, and then, you know, I think most of this series will probably be an hour long. It is Prime, after all. It's like a 9 to 10 hour game. I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to fight this fucker. No, not the thing we're in right now, but what's coming up soon. God damn it. Shit fucking boss fight. So the point of this is to basically break all these motherfuckers. Go into your psychic view. Try not to fuck this up, by the way. It's really kind of easy to do that. Luckily, you can lock on to these things, which is nice for the game to do that. But, yeah, make sure you take every shot you can possibly get off him. Anything will do. He doesn't have much health, so don't worry. It's not a big, hard fight. Just, God, this one sucks. In my opinion, this is not a very good boss. It's not even really a boss. It's an enemy. Well, it's more of like a mini-boss, if anything. And dead, I think. Yep. That's all you had to do. Alright, let's get out of here. And I guess maybe probably should just save the game and call it quits for the episode. Okay. Sorry, just my stomach making noises again. Oh, for fuck's sake. Can I leave? Oh, wait a minute. This is... Yeah. Alright, so I'm surprised we got to do it in the same video. But that's my fault for just continuing to play the game right now. Meet Sylux. The potentially most disappointing boss of any Metroid game ever. Well, hey. At least he's not like what he was in Prime Hunters, right? Where you just run around and shoot him. Well. Okay, you're doing that here, but... Point being that, you know... I don't know. It kind of feels more like a boss-ish. But what a weird... What a weird thing. Like, we're like an hour in and we got to meet... We got to actually fight Sylux. Like, this is the big bad of the game, right? Like, whoa, he's here right now. We're fighting him right now. It's going to be like a Virgil versus Dante situation. And plus, like, I mean, the game's like 10 hours long, so... I'll give a take. It's about like a 10-hour game, so it makes sense for him to show up this early. There could potentially be nothing possibly wrong with this fight besides it just exists. So what am I bitching about? Well, first of all, can I just say how really annoying it is that these bosses take forever to take down? And not just him. Everyone. Every fucking boss takes like forever to kill. For some dumbass reason. I think that's my controller vibrating. Yeah, that's my controller vibrating. I'm like, what the fuck's that noise? And look. We're only about... close to being done. But he's still got another trick up his sleeve. Well... I didn't really mean that necessarily. I meant the, tornado thing. He'll probably just do it again anyway because, you know. Yep. Well, I'm fine with three-phase type fights. Not just in Metroid, but just in general. I don't hate that concept. It's not like it's Donkey Kong, you know, where bosses just have 6 points of fucking health you gotta take down or some shit. Because rare just has to be weird and different. Almost. I thought I got... You can actually knock him out of this, by the way, as you can see right there. It just takes 3. Blast him in the head a couple times. And then just dodge that. Pretty easy shit. Don't get me wrong. Sylux is cool. Like, he looks cool, right? Well... I hate to disappoint you guys, but... This is your Sylux. Yep. It was a hologram the entire time. But we get an energy tank out of it, so I guess it's worth something, huh? So is that why Psylocke is disappointing for her in this? Partly. I don't want to exactly spoil everything like I keep saying, but that's part of it, yes. This fight in particular is just like, oh, it's just a hologram. Well, that's kind of lame. And when I first fought him, I'm like... Well, when I first fought it, I thought it was kind of lame for... Kind of a lame reveal, personally, but, I will be honest, I didn't really expect that, though, either. So... And guess what? Now that you learned how to fight him in his tornado, you can do the same thing to these assholes that you just met. Oh my god, my body's exploding over here. It wants to get off this game. Probably should. Yeah. Should be my Let's Play thing I do for the night. Last recording. Because I've done a few recordings today. I got some pretty good distance in Prime 1. Like, we just now got the gravity suit, which... I think I just spoiled that. Because I'm not sure if that's going to get uploaded before this. I was hoping I'd get this uploaded tonight. I still can. Because I have, like, some things already scheduled for an upload, so, you know. I hope we don't have to fight these guys to get out of here. But you remember those guys from, Oh yeah, by the way, turrets are worse. Yeah, they're just way worse in this game. But you remember those one enemies in Prime 1 that you couldn't escape a room if you didn't beat them? Well, that's what these guys do. Can you move? Also, I hope you really, really, really love elevators. Like, you really like elevators. Because if you don't, I don't think Prime 4 is for you. If you think this stuff is extremely boring, which I don't blame you, well... Now you know. Now you know what to watch out for, I guess. We're going to go save it and call it a video. I do actually hate to end it there, but I probably should. At this point in time. Okay, so... This is Metroid Prime 4. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll see you all next time. And we'll probably end up doing some desert traveling. I'll probably save a lot of the crystals for later. I may even just off-screen them, who knows. But, that's it. So as always, take care, everybody.